Buying a home in Florida is getting worse and worse and worse.
Oh no, this is much worse.
We have a story for you today. Look, it's not a good one. Of course. It's not a good. Florida it's sinking, guys.
Have fun in Florida.
Florida is having, what would people call it? Would it be a crash? Would it be, a downturn? It doesn't matter. When you have to come up with $21 million to stay in your home, it's not looking good. That's what's currently happening in Miami. And I know what you guys are saying. Oh, Orlando, I thought people were saying Miami prices are going up and up and up. Miami housing market is great. No problems. Don't worry about it. We sell properties here at the snap of a finger. At least that's what realtors told me. Realtors were coming into my comment section saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe the rest of Florida is having an issue, but Miami? Oh, no. You don't understand the Miami market, so keep us out of your videos. Well, now we're here. Now we're here where residents have to come up with $21 million. And guess what? They don't even have a choice to even make the decision.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
But we're going to jump into it. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, I have a newsletter. Yes, a newsletter. And it's free. How can you beat free? You can't. And also, too, if you need any type of investment property or commercial property financing, I can assist you with that. I've been a lender for almost 20 years, and that information is in the pinned comment and the description below. So I know you guys have been wondering what's happening in Florida. What is the latest thing that's happening in Florida housing market? And again, this is just to show you what could happen to the rest of the nation when you allow HOAs, yes, the mafia, to take over all of the properties. You condos. How many times have I said on this channel from the very beginning, stay away from condos? Nobody believed me. I understand. But now we're here and people can't even give away these properties. People are trying to say, hey, how about I sell you this property that you got to come up with $21 million? And people are like, no way, I don't want that. Why would I take on a property that I got to pay additional fees for? But let's see exactly what's happening in this scenario.
Only on CBS News Miami at 6, a condo controversy in Brickell. $21 million. That's how much condo owners are being told their association has to pay to repair their building, which is only 16 years old. Well, that building sits in the heart of Brickell along 10th Street and Brickell Avenue. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us. CBS News Miami's Joe Gorcho joins us live from 1060 Brickell with more on this controversy. Joe, it's a lot of money that these condo owners are expected to dish out.
Imagine that. 16-year-old building still has to pay this HOA law fee, whatever it is, that has a special assessment that you have to pay. Combined, $21 million. And that's going to get divided up to each of the residents. And guess what? You won't even have a choice in making that. HOAs are now getting so bold and brazen with their HOA agreements. They're going into the fine print, hiring lawyers saying, hey, how can we get past this without actually getting approval from the resident? You own your condo, but you still have to pay additional fees that come into the range of $40,000 to $100,000 extra. Make it make sense to me. How do you come up with all of that money on the spot? Are they going to add that into the fees? Are they going to say now instead of you paying an HOA fee of $2,000, now you're paying $5,000? How does that work? I'll tell you how that works. You either come up with the money or they kick you out.
Terrible.
Terrible. A lot of people don't want to say this. If you don't come up with the money, they will foreclose on you. That you have been giving dues to every single month. And they say, oh, we're using it to take care of the outside. We're taking care of it to cut the grass. None of that exists anymore. All of that's been gone.
Awkward. So awkward.
All of the dues that you've been paying every single month to the HOA, it just vanished into cutting grass. Oh, that pool? Yeah, we've been using it for the pool. What? I don't understand. Why does it cost $500,000 to maintain a pool? Well, that's just what it costs. If you don't follow suit and pay them the $21 million, what happens? you get foreclosed on, and there's nothing you can do. Because at the beginning of you purchasing this HOA, you signed an agreement that said they have all the power.
You have no power here.
This is the reason why it's super important for you to read everything. This is the reason why it's super important for you to be informed. This is why it's super important you don't buy a condo. But let's continue on.
And Lauren and Elliot, residents say it's just too much too fast for two buildings that are just 16 years old. Some residents will have to pay more than $40,000 for their share of the special assessment. Meanwhile, association leadership says the repairs are necessary, and the work, as we saw when we went inside, is well underway.
I think it's excessive. I feel like I'm being milked.
Nima Major lives in a condo in one of the two towers at 1060 Brickell. His balcony overlooks downtown Miami.
Well, Nima, my friend, you are being milked. It's unfortunate, but you are being milked. The HOA is not your friend.
I feel like I'm being milked.
Again, I say it all the time. These companies aren't loyal. HOAs fall right in there. These guys do not care about you at all. You know what they care about? Your monthly dues. Making sure you pay that every single month. And then they give you a false narrative that they're taking care of everything around. And all you have to do is take care of the inside. If you take care of the inside, you won't have to deal with anything from us. And make sure you pay your monthly dues. That's all they care about. If you don't pay your monthly dues, then they're going to come after you. They're the mafia. This is how the mob acts. Because trust me, these guys will shake you down. They're just going to do it legally. They're going to have a team of attorneys come after you and say, look, this is what it said. We have all these bylaws. We have all these rules in this contract. And isn't this your signature at the bottom? Yes, that is.
Yo, you about done? Tick-tock, mother...
Even if you guys came together with a class action lawsuit, you may be able to get something, but it's going to take years and years and years to get through. And then on top of that, you may lose. And if you lose, you may have to pay more money. And then at the end of the day, the building may be sold to developers. Because in my opinion, these guys are trying to do the old okey doke on you guys with the HOA and bypassing you guys. And eventually, if everybody can't come up with the money, who are they going to sell the new building to? With all the repairs, who do you think they're going to sell the building to? A developer. And that developer is going to come in and buy it for pennies on the dollar. And guess what? You can't fight because you never paid your dues. You didn't pay this special assessment to make the building safe again. So you now have no right to the building.
You feel like you've been left in the dark?
Absolutely left in the dark. It was rammed through.
On November 13th, the association's board voted on and passed a $21 million special assessment for critical repairs to the Tower 2 facade, roof replacement, pool deck, and other areas. Repairs outlined in the association's structural integrity reserve study provided to us by residents. Photos show damage, and findings indicate that most systems are generally serviceable, although some require immediate repairs, maintenance, and replacements.
What's funny about this is that the HOA is responsible for doing these annual checks, making sure that outside of the building is refreshed, making sure everything is up to code. That's the reason why you pay your HOA. That's the reason why you pay 2 insurance premiums. You have your personal one, and then you have the one with the HOA.
He got cooked. Adrian, you didn't go down like that, huh? He got cooked.
This is the reason why there's so many layers, supposedly to protect you. So where are all these layers now? Can you file with the insurance company and say, hey, they're saying we need a special assessment. Can the insurance pay for it? Oh no, you can't do that. You can't file a claim, because if you file a claim, you're going to get denied.
Denied.
This is the reason why I say stay away from condos. This is the reason why I said prices on condos, first to drop, first to go up. And they're not going up, they're going down. So now I got realtors coming to me, shooting me DMs, saying, hey man, I know you're into real estate. We got a bunch of these properties in Florida, and we're trying to get these off of our books. We'll sell them to you at a discount. We know we know you love deals. Don't send them to me. Realtors, don't send them to me now. Don't send them to me.
Don't.
I don't want to jump into the pot, into the frying pan. I don't want that. Does that make sense? Does it make sense for anyone to buy a property that will have a $21 million assessment of things that need to be fixed?
Girl, you better run.
And let it be said, these are safety issues. So if it's safety issues, why are these people still living in the building? Can the building collapse? Can something very bad happen to it? You guys said it was safety issues.
Gotcha.
These things can be serviced, but it's a safety issue. But everybody's living there. We just saw the guy standing on the balcony. Saying he feels like he's been milked. Isn't that a risk of him standing on the balcony if the building can collapse at any point with the $21 million that you guys need to fix it?
And there are certainly things that have to be done. There are no owners denying that.
However, the condominium declaration says any special assessment over $50,000 requires the board to get owners' approval. And residents tell us the meeting happened, but at that meeting, the condo board voted to approve the assessment and did not have the owners vote.
We haven't had any say in the matter.
We asked the association's general counsel why it bypassed the condo's declaration.
Oh boy, why did they pass the declaration? Why did you call a meeting and then say, oh, well, we already made the decision. This is just a formality.
Man, I'm dead.
Why did the people who pay you your money for the HOA fee, the community, why don't they have a say? Even though it says it in your contract.
You've been bamboozled.
See, we're going to go to speak to the attorney, and I wonder what this attorney is going to say. Is he going to give you some legal jargon? Is he going to blame it on someone else? I can almost promise you this. This attorney that we're going to listen to next is going to tell you, why and why and why he's at this ethical conundrum. It's because it's safety, guys. It's safety. If I have to choose between safety and that safety costs a lot of money, I'm doing the right thing. How can anyone argue with the fact that I'm charging you $21 million? I'm not letting you choose if you want to pay that or not because it's safety.
It's an evil world we live in.
Do you guys see this playbook happen? Did Pepsi do the same thing in the layoffs? Safety, safety, safety.
Safety is sexy.
I haven't watched this clip. I have not. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some form of safety in there because that's what the attorney is going to do. That's the best bet. Do you want the building to collapse on you? Well, if you don't want it to collapse, it costs $21 million. We know the building is only 16 years old. And guess what? We're not even going after the people who built it. That's your responsibility when you owned it. So I'm an owner who doesn't own the building, but I have to pay for the building that I own, but I don't have owner power. Make that make sense. You're renting and owning at the same time.
Florida law primarily is the justification. The board is charged with the responsibility to adequately maintain and repair the common elements. If owners were to vote against that, you would be putting the building and the owners in danger.
Attorney Mark Halpern refers to condo safety laws created after Champlain Towers South collapsed in Surfside.
Did I hit on the head? He said, it's Florida law. And just to really kind of just sum up what he's basically saying, and what I read out of that is that, hey, look, we're going to do this because if we're going to sell this to a developer, it needs to be already fixed. We need to make sure that it is a guarantee that you have no decision in this. Zero decision.
This is not funny.
And that's what they did. They made sure that no one but the board, the HOA, had the decision. And then you see the 2322 spray painted on. It looks like they went through some natural disaster, that everything is spray painted on the buildings. They're making it look really scary. And here again, I am a big component of safety. I don't want buildings collapsing on people and people get hurt or even worse, something worse happen than that. I don't want that. I am hugely supportive on making sure buildings are safe. But Is it really safe when you have people living there still? Is it really a safety issue if individuals are still living there and you're saying, we have to fix this or the building will collapse?
That don't make no sense.
If you're telling individuals that the building may and could collapse, if there's an issue with the safety of the building, why isn't everybody gone? That's my problem. The logic just doesn't make sense. It sounds like a huge play, like I said previously. But let's continue.
He said significant repairs have been ongoing for at least a year and that they provided every resident the opportunity to tour damaged areas before passing the assessment. Why not let the owners have a say first and then, depending on the outcome, then come back and review?
If you're talking about material alterations or substantial additions, things that change the function or appearance of the building, those absolutely go to a unit owner vote. But when you're talking about necessary repairs and maintenance, the board would be irresponsible in not fulfilling their fiduciary duties owed to these members.
It's funny how it's like, we have to make sure, like, it's my duty. It's my duty to take care of you. I'm saving you guys from yourself. If you guys want to just change the color of the building from white to red, that's something that we could talk about. But if we need $21 million from you, you're not getting a choice in that.
Sensational.
Look, you guys don't have to take my word for it. Let's take a look at what's happening in Miami with the housing market, right? So if you look at this, that's a lot of units. That's a lot of homes that are available. This is 500 of 5,384. And this is just this section. So it goes bigger than that, guys. This is painted red. Everything is red. And a lot of people are telling me, Orlando, there's inventory shortage. This is inventory shortage? Make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me. So then we're gonna go ahead and just take a look at the units that are available on this building. This is 1060 Brickell Avenue. It's in Miami. You just see listing after 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 listing. You see, look, everyone is selling. Everyone is selling. Like I told you guys what happened. These guys want no part of this condo. These guys want to sell so bad, but not that bad. The prices aren't dropping fast enough. That's the problem with a lot of these sellers, is they believe that they could get somewhat of a deal on the sale of their property. But in reality, with someone having a $21 million figure over their head, $50,000 to $100,000 you have to come up with to take care of the issue, no one's gonna buy. Not only have to deal with that, you're gonna have to deal with property taxes going up. You have to deal with the 2 insurances, the HOA fee, and your private insurance. And then you have to deal with high interest rates. We're at almost 7.5%. Not happening. Nobody wants to buy this. But I understand people don't believe me. People think that, it's doom, gloom, it's no crashes really. There's nothing really happening in Florida. Orlando, this is a story. Did you watch CNN the other day? Did you watch the news the other day? They said everything is great in Florida. No problems. The recovery of Florida is happening. That's what they're telling you guys. The economy, nothing wrong with the economy. That's what they're telling you. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I put my place on sale right now.
Martin Chan tries to figure out how much longer he can afford to live in his unit, unsure if he can afford the 5-figure assessment.
We question the speed of how they're moving to do things. If it's so dangerous, then kick us all out of the building, then we should all not be here.
Someone with common sense. He said, I don't get it. If it's such a bad building and we need to pay $21 million and it's going to collapse, why isn't everybody kicked out? Mr. Chan, I think you're onto something. But unfortunately, if you try to bring this up with an attorney or you try to bring this up with the HOA board, no one's going to care. All they care about is the dollar amount that they're going to get. And again, guys, while this story is sad and I wouldn't wish this on anyone, this is the reason why I tell individuals you have to be careful. You have to look out for yourself and your family, and you want to make sure that you read everything when it comes to purchasing your home. Do not skip out on on inspections. Do not skip out on reading the HOA agreement. Do not just skip out and just go to the bottom of the page and sign your financial future away. Do not do that.
Stop it.
This is a story and a cautionary tale of what could happen if you go ahead and do that. Again, I stay away from HOAs. Again, I stay away from condos. Again, I will not buy in Florida. I mean, have you guys been seeing what's happening in Austin? Have you guys been seeing what's happening in California? Have you guys been seeing what's happening in Arizona, in other areas, New York? All of these areas are going down. They're seeing a downturn. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, Orlando, I mean, it's seasonal. Let's see how the rest of this year and the rest of next year pans out. And then we'll see if it's seasonal. I think a lot of people have been saying it's seasonal for almost a year or two. It's seasonal. It's seasonal. It'll pick back up. Inventory will decrease. And interest rates will come back down to 3%. And we're all waiting for that to happen. As always, you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, get you into your first rental property. And guess what? The information I'm giving you in that video, it will be gold. See you in the next one. Thanks.